you guys, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't already know me, my name is Brittany. If you're new here, feel free to leave a like, drop a comment, and consider subscribing because that'd be really cool and it'd help me out a lot. Feel free to hit that little notification bell because I don't really post very often, so I won't really annoy you. So today's video is going to be about how I became an exotic veterinarian technician, or an exotic vet tech, veterinarian technician, whatever you want to call it. This varies depending on what state you live in, what city, their laws, their requirements, whatever. It also varies depending on each office you visit, each practice. They all decide different things, they'll require different things. So this isn't a one-size-fits-all, this isn't how it is for every place you're going to go to. The place I applied at, when I applied, I told them right off the bat that I hadn't yet gotten my high school diploma, but I would be the very next day. Like, I had gone in for my interview the day before I was going to graduate, and they said that it didn't matter, that like even if I didn't graduate they weren't really too worried about it as long as like I had the experience. So that's the main key to how I got the job, was experience. So my first place that I ever volunteered at that I got experience from was called House of Reptiles, which is just a reptile store, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because a lot of reptile stores, a lot of pet stores don't really take care of the pets and the reptiles that they have. But yeah, this was basically sort of like a reptile emporium. It was just all reptiles and amphibians and things like that in one store. And I had to take care of them, feed them every day, water them, mist them, soak them, interact with them, inform customers about them and the care required for them, help customers find the items that they needed to care for their animals, just stuff like that. That was the first place I ever got experience at. The next place would be Humane Society. I volunteered at my local Humane Society. I also got to help spay and neuter animals under doctor supervision, of course. We basically just got to help tie the tubes and clip things, and that was it. It was in a very sterile environment, of course. Got to look at like a heart specimen. That's my bird's tail. Hey. Okay, that works. Yeah, we got to look at a dog's heart that had like heartworms in it. I don't want her to poop on my head. And then the next place I volunteered at was a farm. It was called Celestial Farms. There I got to work with like farm animals, obviously. I had to take care of and feed and water the horses, the goats, the pigs, cows, bunnies, just a whole bunch of different farm exotic animals. And then from there I tried applying there at the farm for a job. I tried applying at House Reptiles for a job. All of those jobs I was too young to work for. I was just volunteering there because I was underage and I couldn't actually work there. So once I turned 18, I was about to graduate high school, I applied for an exotic hospital, an exotic animal hospital, as an exotic vet tech. They gave me the option of being an exotic vet tech where I work in the back and I actually work with the animals and like weigh them, clean them, bathe them, feed them, you know, water them, do all that stuff, give them meds. Or I could work up front with like reception where I, you know, check patients in and stuff. And I wanted to work like more hands-on with the animals, so I decided to be the vet tech. Yeah, the only requirements that the place I applied at had was experience. They really would like you to have related experience, so animal-related experience. Whether that be Humane Society, pet stores, preferably like things like farms. Like if you're going for an exotic pet place, I'd go for like farms, stuff like that. That and like education, like if you want to go to college, if you want to, you know, bust out a few courses to be able to get the job, you can do that too. There are multiple different ways to get this job. You can go to the book way, you know, going through college, school, or you can just go through experience, getting hands-on learning, stuff like that. That's pretty much it. They didn't require me to have a high school diploma. They didn't, you know, I saw a lot of comments saying, you know, did you take this course or whatever, and I have people, mostly just messages asking, you know, how did I get this job, and it just seemed a lot more complicated than it actually is. They want to see that volunteering is really a good thing to have on your resume for any job you apply to because it shows that you're dedicated, it shows you're willing to work even if you're not getting paid, and that says a lot. and for me that wasn't really hard to do considering I was volunteering with animals. So like that's a lot easier for me to do than to volunteer with people. Like volunteering for animals, I get something out of that. I may not be getting paid to do that, but I at least get satisfaction out of doing that. So just volunteering goes a long way. It also is really good for your mental health. So like go volunteer at animal shelters and stuff like that. Trust me, it's really good for you. And it's good for your resume. It's just good overall in life to volunteer places, especially for animals. Yeah, that's pretty much how I got the job. And if you guys would like to see what I do in that job, then I will leave a link in the description below to a video of me just working, just a day in the life of an exotic vet tech. I might throw in a few clips of that video here, but that's pretty much all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment for more. That was a super short video, but that's because it's a pretty simple answer and I didn't want to just beat around the bush. I just wanted to give it to you straight. So yeah. Y'all have a good one.